Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. I'm Autumn. This is the channel Autumn's Booktique. And today I'm going to be doing another 24-hour readathon. Okay, so I just want to say real quick, sorry for the glare from my windows on my glasses. I tried to fix it, but it's just not working. So that's going to be here for this update. So today is a 24-hour readathon day for me, and I'm really excited. It is almost 4:30 p.m. and I think I'm going to start at 4:30, maybe 5 o'clock, and I'll go to 4:30/5 tomorrow. So if there is one thing you need to know about me and my reading habits, is that I suck at reading series. I either binge through the entire series, book after book, or I read the first 2 books and then never finish the rest of the series. That is something I'm going to try and change this year. And I'm going to start with the Percy Jackson series by Rick Riordan. I read the first 2 books, I think I read the second book sometime last year and then the first book the year before. Maybe they were both 2019, I can't remember, but I did read them kind of recently, but I am going to be rereading them for this readathon just because why not binge through the entire series? Oh, I was pointing to the wrong books. So the first book is The Lightning Thief, Percy Jackson and the Olympians and the Lightning Thief. The second book is The Sea of Monsters, which I've read both of those. Then the third book is The Titan's Curse. The fourth book is The Battle of the Labyrinth. And then the fifth book is The Last Olympian. And then I purchased the box set a long time ago, and with that they added the Percy Jackson Greek gods. It's just a little bind up of facts and things like that. And if I end up getting through the 5 books within the 24 hours, I will add this onto the list. I don't know, we'll see. I feel like it is capable, I am capable of reading all 5 of these books in 24 hours, but I have absolutely no idea. So it's just gonna be a we'll see type deal. But I'm really excited. I loved the first 2 books when I read them. I loved the first 2 books when I read them. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get cozy and start reading. I like starting my 24-hour readathons later in the day. I don't really know why, but I feel like they trick my brain into staying up later. So yeah. All right, that's it. Bye for now, and I will see you in a little bit. Hello. Okay, I'm gonna pop in real quick for a little update. It is 9:30 p.m. and I basically wasted the entire evening. So I got up to page 126 of the first book, and then I took a dinner break because my sister made an amazing vegan baked ziti, and I definitely want to eat that. And I wanted to be present at dinner, so I didn't read during that. And then my mom and sister decided to watch In the Heights, which it just came out last week and I haven't seen it yet, and I've been dying to see it. By the way, this is pre-filmed, and I've been dying to see it, so I decided to, or maybe it was 2 weeks ago, anyways, I decided to give myself the 2.5 hours to watch the movie with them, and it was amazing. So I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm just going to tack the 2.5 hours I missed while watching that right to the end. So instead of ending at 4:30, I'll end at 7 p.m. Just because I do think I am going to need those 2.5 hours. I think that is definitely a big chunk of time to just kind of set aside, so I probably will just throw that on at the end to kind of like wrap up this, to make it like a full 24 hours. I guess it's kind of like cheating, but I mean, it's my 24 hours, it's my rules, so I'm just gonna like add that and we'll be fine. But yeah, so also I've decided that I'm gonna be picking up the audiobook for the rest of the first book, just because I do have the audiobook for majority of the 5 books, so I think it is going to be like a time saver for me, because I listen to these audiobooks on 3 times speed, so I just fly through them, and that's hopefully what I'm going to do for the last huge section of this book, and hopefully that'll like allow me to catch up a little bit and get kind of ahead. But yeah, that's it for right now. I just wanted to come in and update to let you know what I've been doing. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and get to listening, and then I probably won't update you again tonight, and I'll just update you tomorrow morning. So yeah, goodbye, and I'll see you in a little bit. Hello. Okay, so it is a little after midnight and I just finished The Lightning Thief, the first book. Really loved it. It's such a good book, such a good book. I'm giving this a 5 out of 5 stars. It's such a good book in this like first book, you know. So I'm about to start The Sea of Monsters, the second one, which, like I mentioned before, I've already read this, so this is going to be my last reread. My goal for tonight is to completely finish this book, which I feel like that's doable. I feel like that's extremely doable. And then I did the math, and with these 3 books left and the rest of the time, I think it's pretty feasible. I averaged out, if I didn't sleep, it would be like, I think it was like 60 pages an hour or something, which is really doable. But then if I did sleep, I think it would be around like 70 to 80 pages an hour, which is not that bad. I feel like I can do 70 to 80 pages an hour, especially listening to the audiobook on 3 times speed. I feel like that would be super easy to do. So I do think I'm on the right track, even though I goofed around for a while earlier tonight. I do think I'm on the right track to being able to read all 5 books in 24 hours, and I'm just so excited. So I'm gonna get back into this. I think I'm gonna like I'm gonna start this, and I think in a little bit I'm gonna get like a snack, like have a little snack and tea break, just to kind of like but yeah, so that's my little update for right now, and yeah, bye. Hello, good morning. So it is the next day. So last night I finished book 2, Sea of Monsters, and then I briefly started the 3rd book. I read the first 2 chapters of The Titan's Curse, and I ended up going to bed around a little after 3 in the morning, and then I ended up waking up at a little after 6:30 in the morning. And honestly, for only having 3.5 hours of sleep, I feel great. I've already started reading more of The Titan's Curse, so now I'm on page 59. I'm not too far into it, but I think I'm gonna put a hold on physically reading and then pick up the audiobook while I get ready for the day and everything. And then yeah, I'm just gonna kind of go from there. If I did the math correctly, last night before going to bed, I did a little like math breakdown, and to be able to finish all 5 books on time, I have to read approximately around 87 pages an hour, which seems like a lot, but when I'm listening to an audiobook, I can easily do that at 3 times speed, so I'm not too worried about that. It's just when I actually am physically reading, I tend to be a slower physical reader, so that just might put me a little behind, but that's, I mean, it's fine. I'll be able to, like, I think I'll be able to do it. So with that being said, I think I have until a little after 10:30 to finish this book. If I had it, like, if I did my math correctly. Granted, I didn't like double check it or anything, so there's a high probability that all of my math is messed up, but that's okay, because it's just like a ballpark, you know, like, you know, estimate, I guess. So my goal is to finish this by 10:30 in the morning. I think it seems pretty feasible, you know. It's not too long, and I'm gonna be and I got the audiobook for this one. I now have the audiobook for all 5 books. This was the one I was waiting on, but my mom let me use one of her Audible credits for this one, just because, like, I needed something to listen to while I was getting ready for the day, and I didn't want to, like, not pick up a Percy Jackson book, you know. So yeah, so I'm gonna listen to more of the audiobook. I'm probably, okay, my goal is to get about halfway into this book via audio and then physically read the rest. Granted, not like 100% sold on that method. I don't know, we're gonna see. But yes, so I'm gonna try and finish this by 10:30 and then pick up book 4, which, yeah. So that's my plan for right now, and I will see you in a little bit. Hello, I'm back for a little update because I just finished book 3, The Titan's Curse, and I loved it. It's probably too early to say considering I haven't finished the last 2 books, but that's fine. But this is my favorite book so far, and potentially my favorite book of the series as a whole, because I absolutely love this one. Absolutely loved it. Granted, I have 2 other books to read, so obviously that opinion could change. But I love this one, and I also loved, so we have a new character in this. I'm not going to spoil anything, obviously, but his name is Nico, and he is my favorite character. I absolutely adore him, and I hope he's in the next 2 books. Yeah, but, so, okay, thinking back on this made me, like, realize that the 3rd book in most series that I've read, no matter how long the series, is usually my favorite book. Like, for instance, Heartstopper Volume 3 is my favorite. Ignite Me in the Shatter Me series is my favorite. Clockwork Princess in the Infernal Devices series is my favorite. Like, there's just so many, like, series where the 3rd book is my favorite, and it's really weird. Like, is that a thing? I don't know. Because the Infernal Devices is a trilogy. The Shatter Me series is technically 6 books long, although it's, like, technically 2 different trilogies, but it's 6 books. And then the Heartstopper series is, like, 4+ books. I think there's going to be 5 total, maybe 6. I'm not sure. So it's, like, they're all different length series, but for some reason, the 3rd book is always my favorite. And, like, there are other examples of this. I just can't think of anything else at the top of my head right now. But that just, like, it just made me think of that. And I was like, oh, that's so crazy. So now I'm going to start book 4, which is The Battle of the Labyrinth. So it is a little after 11 p.m. I am slightly behind schedule. I have only 4 hours to read both the 4th and 5th book. Well, I have 8 hours total, 4 for each book. And I don't, like, I think it's gonna be pushing it. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to finish all, because they're both over 350 pages. Like, book 4 is 361, and then book 5 is 381, I think. So it is gonna be difficult to finish them both in 4 hours each. So this might potentially run over even more. I don't know, we'll see. I'm gonna try my best, but I'm gonna go start listening to book 4. Bye. Hello. I have finished book 4, The Battle of the Labyrinth. This one was really good. I really enjoyed this. I still don't know if it would beat book 3, but it was a 5-star read. It was fantastic. Now I am on to the 5th and final book. And I have exactly 4 hours and 1 minute left. I'm really hoping I can do it. I am literally exhausted. I am so tired. I could fall asleep right now. And yeah, that's it. I'm gonna finish this, and then I'm gonna go straight to bed because I'm exhausted. I also think I'm gonna go ahead and take my makeup off right now, just because I feel like so yeah, I have to say though, okay, I'm loving this experience of reading the books back to back. It's all like blending into one book now though, and I'm like, okay, wait, this happened in which book, you know? And it's just like but it's okay. I really want to like force myself to do like physical activity so I don't end up falling asleep, but at the same time I'm just like, I literally just want to lay in bed. That's it. I literally just want to lay down. But yes, I'm gonna get started because now I have exactly 4 hours left. It is 3 p.m. I had this at 7 p.m. And this is a chunky book. It is 381 pages, so I'm gonna get a move on. I'll update you later. It is 6:49 p.m. and I did it. I just finished book 5. This was so good. So good. I'm gonna wrap up this video tomorrow just because I'm exhausted and I need to I need a day of space to fully form thoughts. So I will see you in a minute. Hello. Okay, so it has been a full day. Well, jokes. It has not been a full day since I finished, but it has been a full day since I started. Jokes. That's not even accurate. Hello. So it has been the next day. It is now noon the next day. Hello. Okay, so it is now the next day. And I just wanted to wrap up real quick. So the first book, Percy Jackson and the Olympians, The Lightning Thief, I'm going to give a 5 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed this reread. I definitely don't think I needed to reread it because the second I started reading it, it all came back to me and I remembered exactly everything that happened in this. So I genuinely don't think I needed to reread this, but I'm glad I did because I do think it's one of my favorites in the series. It was really, really good. And then book 2, which is The Sea of Monsters. This was also a reread for me, and I do think this reread was more vital than rereading the first book because I do there were a lot of things that I forgot happened in this book, especially several parts of the main conflict. So I'm glad I did reread this for this experience. Granted, I still think this was a 4-star. In all honesty, I think this might have been my least favorite of the series. And I'm not saying it's bad. It was still a 4 stars. I still loved it. It's just, I feel like it didn't hold a candle to the first book or the third book, which the third book is one of my favorites. So, yeah, I feel like because it was just sandwiched in the middle, it was a little forgettable for me. Then the third book, The Titan's Curse, was a 5 stars, probably one of my favorites of the series. I absolutely loved this one. It was really, really enjoyable. So yeah. The fourth book, The Battle of the Labyrinth, unfortunately, it was a 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. I'm going to say that first. But unfortunately, like the second one, I feel like this was sandwiched in between 2 really, really good books. So it kind of became unforgettable for me as well. Oh wait, I'm saying unforgettable, forgettable. There we go. Forgettable for me. I don't know. I still really enjoyed it though. And I actually liked the whole labyrinth theme through this one. It was pretty cool. And then the last one, The Last Hero, The Last Olympian. I think this is probably my favorite. I keep going back and forth between the third and the fifth one, just because those 2 are my 2 favorites. And I can go ahead and wrap the first, third, and fifth were my favorites, and then sadly 2 and 4 were my least favorites. But I think specifically this one's probably my favorite of the series. I loved doing this 24-hour readathon. It was a lot of fun, but at the same time, I could not tell you where one book ended and the next book started. Reading them consecutively to the point where I literally had no breaks in between kind of did more damage than good, just because they're all one thing to me now. I can't exactly tell you the difference between each book. So I do think at one point I am gonna reread the series, but not in the manner of this style where I read them back to back to back, quite literally. Because I usually, when I say back to back, I usually give myself a few hours of space in between, but this was just one immediately after another with no breaks, and it was just a little I did not get to the Greek gods books that I had. I originally wanted to get to this, but it was just not likely at all. I mean, I had 11 minutes left, I think, so I could have started it, but no. So I do think, because I have the audiobook for this out, so I do think I might listen to it within the next couple of days, just as an additional book to read, because if I don't within the next couple of days, I'll probably never read it. But I really enjoyed the series. I loved it. And then I actually think I'm probably gonna plan on watching the 2 movies tonight, which I know the movies are hated by fans and they are not that great of adaptations, but I genuinely love the movies so much. If I hadn't watched the movies, I would have probably never picked up the first book in the first place. So yeah, I was also a massive Logan Lerman fan back in the day, so that's why I love the movies so much. But yeah, I'm probably gonna watch the movies and read this sometime in the near future. But that is it for this video. And yeah, I had a wonderful time. It was kind of getting a little stressful though, and by the end of it, I literally felt dead. But funnily enough, it did not, it didn't hinder my enjoyment of the series though. So that's a really good thing, my exhausted state. And when I was reading the 4th book, I was a little delirious, so I definitely think that probably has to do with maybe the fact that it's a 4-star and one of my least favorites. But then I like turned right around for the 5th book, so yeah. But it was really good, really fun time, really fun experience. Oh, you know what? Hold on, give me 1 second. Okay, so I read a total of 1,708 pages this readathon, and that is how many pages are in the combined for the first 5 books. And I think that's pretty good. For 24 hours, I think that's pretty good. And then I slept 3.5 hours, which wasn't that bad. But yeah, I really enjoyed this outcome of the series, or this 24-hour readathon. It was a lot of fun. I am gonna take a massive break from reading because I am mentally exhausted, but I don't know. This was a blast. I really enjoyed it, and I probably will do like one of these again in the future, but like not with the same series, obviously. I'll probably do a different like series binge 24-hour readathon. I don't know. We'll see. I really hope you liked this video. If you did, I would really appreciate it if you give me that thumbs up down below. And yeah, thank you so much. I will see you in another video very, very soon. Bye!